I just saw a rat run across the kitchen floor. It was eating the dog food. It ran under the stove.
Are you sure?
Yeah, and it was a big one.
I can't believe it. We keep a nice clean house.
What should we do about it?
I don't know. How did it get in?
I don't know either, but we can't live with rats in here. They're filthy, and I hear they can spread disease. Let's get rid of them and make sure they never come back. If you have ever had rats in your home, you know how frightening it can be. Fortunately, rat problems can be prevented. By taking simple measures, you can avoid a situation like this. People in Multnomah County take pride in their neighborhoods. When rats move in, they hurt our quality of life. Rats are not something most people like to talk about, but rat problems do occur in all neighborhoods. You may have noticed rats in your neighborhood, or even in your own yard or house. Even if you haven't, it's a good bet that they are somewhere near. Rats are able to survive in our neighborhoods because we unknowingly provide them with the food, shelter, and access that they need. Sanitarians from Multnomah County recently inspected several Portland homes in search of rats and the conditions that cause rat problems. Here's what they found. Rats need food to survive and multiply. County inspectors found many ways that people unknowingly feed rats. Pet food is one of their favorite foods. Leaving a full bowl of dog or cat food in the yard is an invitation to rats. Pet food should be stored in metal garbage cans. Food should be placed out for animals for no more than 1 hour at each feeding time. The pet will soon learn that it must eat or wait until its next feeding. Bird seed will also attract rats. Feeding birds is a kind thing to do, but if you're not careful to keep the rats from getting to the food, you could be feeding rats. Avoid putting too much food out and clean up any food that gets on the ground. Our neighborhoods are blessed with many nut and fruit trees. In the summer and fall, they provide us with food to enjoy. Rats also enjoy this food and will hoard nuts and cherry pits for winter food. Inside the cherry pit is a small nut meat that rats can eat. Take some time to clean up after your fruit and nut trees. Composting your wastes is a good way to help the earth. However, open composts containing food wastes are food for rats. If you compost your food waste, you should do so in a rat-proof metal drum with a tight-fitting lid. Drill many small holes in the drum so air can get in. Rats will feast on our leftovers. The food that you throw out can become dinner for rats if you're not careful. Rats will climb or jump into an open garbage can. Garbage on the ground is easy for rats to get. Be sure that your garbage is kept in garbage cans with tight-fitting lids. Check the underside of plastic cans to be sure that rats have not chewed a hole in the can. Also check metal cans for rust holes and dumpster boxes for open drain holes. County inspectors found plenty of cover for rats in people's yards. Rats need shelter to protect them from predators and the weather. Piles of limbs, debris, trash, firewood, and old lumber provide cover for rats. You should keep your yard free of shelter for rats. Remove and dispose of debris and trash that accumulates in your yard. Tree limbs can be chipped and used for mulch. Other trash and debris should be disposed of. Stack your firewood and stored lumber on a rack at least 18 inches above the ground to keep rats from moving in. Rats will nest under weeds and brush, especially if they cover a lot of the ground. Ivy and low-growing juniper also make good cover for rats. Overgrown brush, weeds, and tall grass should be cleared and removed. You should also avoid large plantings of ivy or juniper in your yard. Rats will try hard to get into your house, looking for cover and food. It is important to keep them out, because once inside, they can damage your home and spread germs that can make you sick. County inspectors found many ways that rats enter our homes. This crawlspace vent provides an open door for rats to enter. Once inside the crawlspace, rats can find their way into the home along plumbing and electrical conduits. If you have a crawlspace under your house, make sure that all the vents are tightly screened with hardware cloth that has a mesh no larger than 1/4 inch. Rats can enter a house through any opening with a gap of 1/2 inch or more. Openings around pipes, conduit, or gas lines are a way for rats to enter. All openings around the foundation should be sealed with sheet metal or plugged with steel wool that is glued in place with epoxy. Many older homes have shallow foundations around crawl spaces and dirt basements. Rats can dig their way into your home if the foundation is not deep enough. Securing a shallow foundation so that rats cannot get in can be a big job. Concrete, backed up with hardware cloth, should be installed to a depth of 2 feet below the surface and 2 feet out from the foundation. Be careful to avoid weakening the foundation while digging. Rats live in sewer systems. Sewers provide complete protection for rats. Multnomah County baits the system to control rats, but the problem is too large for total control to be done. Rats find several ways to enter our homes and yards from the sewer system. Pipes left open after sewer cleaning or remodeling can cause rat problems in the home. Sewer lines can also break, giving rats a chance to burrow out of the line. Many times, rats will burrow up into the yard and nest in the nearby soil. These burrows can also lead into crawl spaces and to holes in concrete basement floors. Floor drains in basements are a common route that rats use to enter homes from the sewer. All drains should be covered with a secure grate to prevent this from happening. Sewer pipes are often left uncapped in and around homes. When older houses are remodeled and the plumbing is changed, the old pipe is sometimes forgotten and left open. Often, the sewer cleanout cap is removed for cleaning or damaged by a lawnmower, leaving an opening for rats. Rain drains, in much of older Portland, are connected directly to the sewers. When downspouts are removed or disconnected from the system, these are often left open. Capping open pipes is important for preventing rodent access. Many times, it is a simple matter of finding the right cap and putting it in place. Sometimes, expansion plugs can be useful for hard-to-fit pipes. In some cases, a plumber is needed to professionally cap a damaged pipe. If you find rat holes like these in your yard and there is not nearby food or cover, you may have a broken sewer line under the yard. The holes can be tested by the City of Portland Maintenance Bureau to determine if they originate from a broken sewer line. To schedule a test, call 823-1700. To test for a broken sewer line, city workers will put dye in the rat hole and run water down the hole. They will then watch for the dye to appear in the sewer. If the line is broken, the dye will flow down the rat burrow and into the pipe where it enters the sewer system. When the dye appears in the sewer, city workers then know that the sewer is broken. The owner of the property will be informed by mail of a positive dye test and the need for repair. Sewer repairs can require the services of a professional plumber, but can sometimes be done by the homeowner. Small breaks can be patched with concrete, but it is usually best to replace the entire line, especially if it is old and may have other weak points that could break in the near future. If rats do get into your house, they will often find their way to the kitchen. Good household sanitation can help control the problem. Be sure to store all food in rat-proof cabinets or rat-proof containers such as glass jars or metal tins. Wash all dishes after each meal and take the kitchen garbage out nightly. Rats will nest in basements where it is usually quiet and people store unused items, creating clutter. It is important to keep basements and other unused areas free of clutter and solid waste. It is also helpful to block off holes along pipes and conduit that let rats get from the basement to the main floor of the house. As you have seen, preventing rat problems in your home is simple if you remove the food, shelter, and access that they need to survive. If you are careful to contain all pet and bird food, clean up fallen nuts and fruit, contain your garbage, keep debris and wood picked up, clear overgrown vegetation, rat-proof your house, cap all sewer openings, repair broken sewers promptly, and maintain good household sanitation, you can prevent rats from becoming a problem in your home.